21st of May, Rubber Duck. There's some range from daily range from 92k to 106 that got broken down from and then reclaimed in aggressive fashion. I mean, the move without stopping was 43%, which is just spectacular. We haven't really had a pause. We've just had kind of two micro consolidations, if you even call that, and then push-ups. Except this latest push-up has been really small by comparison to historical ones, so that puts a point of concern. Separately though, as range is drawn, it's broken out, broken down, broken up, and this just looks like a retest actually. Weekly did break out, even if small. Don't really give too much. This isn't the time frame I think best represents this range. We've had multiple attempts going up and completely protected lows the entire time. At no point have these ever been run, so it kind of feels like a binary trade coming up, where protected lows, daily close above range, multiple attempts to break out, shirts getting killed repeatedly. Arguably then, you do have some sort of high time frame trade. At the range top, just, you know, headed for like 120. And then your stop, you can kind of play it two ways, I guess. You don't expect it to breach any lows because then the whole thing could come crumbling down, so I kind of see this is the same as this, which kind of really helps the risk reward. On the other hand, we are at the range high, and it just, it's always a struggle. I always find it uncomfortable taking trades up here. I find them extremely risky. And you had this consolidation down here, even this breakout here. So like, what's the risk reward really after a 43% move? I think a no-brainer trade though is something that, you know, retests down in the mid, something around here, just at the bottom, and for a breakout. The structural changes we're seeing in the market, I mean, there's a lot more respect of daily opens, weekly opens, which really feels TradFi to me. I'm not super comfortable taking these trades because, as opposed to these kind of red candles, these are more aggressive, and we're seeing multiple retests. I don't think you need to rush. So I kind of think this is the aggressive BTC trade out here. This is the less aggressive BTC trade that's less likely to happen, and anything in the middle is not really helpful. The whole PA has been fucking tragic. F's slightly more interesting. There's this kind of shelf that gets somewhat respected at 2300, though, you know, it's, I think it's of moderate value. I mean, it's clearly played a role here. It's very hard to find good levels. But if you had to push there's obviously this breakout area here. That would be a really deep retest. Or something like here, I think has some relevance because it's come across here a lot. But principally, until it breaches out of here, you're just once again stuck in the middle with no movement. There's an argument for taking something here, particularly given this is, you know, at a local range, the breakout level. But that's already been tested. It doesn't mean it can't again. But once again, we're in the middle. Eth's made such a huge move, so it's probably going to consolidate for a while. I mean, the interesting thing is probably to do with its relevant strength versus S&P. We can see this big S&P move get fully retraced now, whereas Bitcoin is still up 3-4%. But I mean, there's such a big link. I mean, I expect hedge funds have been bidding up here and trading funds, and there's been a lot of FOMO, and we still haven't broken out. That's my other concerning point. No idea what's going to happen with the S&P. But more generally, I mean, there does look to be downside. And the S&P is kind of simple, trade simple. Really should just trade it. Previous high, tapped, or close enough to tapped. And this is the kind of range, so I expect, and the election, so I expect it could get back down here, which would probably prompt some longs more generally. But like, you know, it's playing around in some weird area I have no context for. The yearly open, yes, but you know, I don't see, apart from it being yearly open, what's the relevance of it stopping here? No clue whatsoever. But apart from that, should take a note of that. Apart from that, yeah, I think that's really it.